Hello people, today we are going to learn about some of the concepts of quality and cost. So let's get started. Quality management includes processes and activities of performing organization that determine quality policies, objectives, and responsibilities so that the project will satisfy the needs for which it was undertaken. Project quality management uses policies, procedures to implement within the project's context the organization quality management system, and as appropriate it supports continuous process improvement activities as undertaken on behalf of the performing organization. Project quality management works to ensure that the project requirements including product requirement are met and validated. Let's understand what's the difference between quality and grade. Quality and grade are not the same concept. Quality as a delivered performance or a result is the degree to which a set of inherent characteristics fulfill requirement. And the grade is a product rank, like is a design intent, is a category assigned to deliverables having the same functional use but different technical characteristics. Quality level that fails to meet quality requirement is always a problem. A low grade of a quality may not be a problem. For example, it may not be a problem if suitable low-grade software product, one with limited number of features, is of high quality. No obvious defect, readable manual. In this example, the product would be appropriate for its general purpose use. It may be a problem if a high-grade software product, one with numerous features, is of low quality, many defects, and poorly organized user documentation. In essence, as a high-grade feature set would prove ineffective or inefficient due to its low quality. Let's think about the responsibilities related to quality management. Project quality management addresses the management of the project and deliverables of the project. Quality measures and techniques are specific to the type of deliverables being produced by the project. Failure to meet the quality requirement can have serious negative consequences for any or all the project stakeholders. For example, meeting customer requirement by overworking the project team may result in decreased profits and increased project risk, employee attrition, errors, or rework. Meeting project schedule objectives by rushing planned quality inspection may result in undetected errors, decreased profit, and increased post-implementation risk. The project management manager and project management team are responsible for managing the trade-offs associated with delivering the required level of both quality and grade. Let's learn about precision versus accuracy. Precision is a measure of exactness. For example, the magnitude of each increment on the measurements number line is the interval that determines the measurement's precision. The greater the number of increments, the greater the precision. Accuracy is an assessment of correctness. For example, if the measured value of an item is very close to the true value of characteristic being measured, the measurement is more accurate. An illustration of this concept is the comparison of archery targets. Arrow clustered tightly in one area of the target, even if they are not clustered in the bull's eye, are considered to have high precision. And targets where the arrows are more spread out but equidistant from bull's eye are considered to have same degree of accuracy. Targets where the arrows are both tightly grouped and within the bull's eye are considered to be both accurate and precise. Let's learn about the prevention over inspection. Prevention is keeping errors out of the process, which can be done by quality assurance or QA, and inspection meaning keeping errors out of the hand of the customer. which is also known as quality control or QC. Quality should be planned, designed, and built into, not inspected into the project management or the project deliverables. The cost of preventing mistake is generally much less than the cost of correcting mistakes when they are found by the inspection or during usage. So other quality concepts are customer satisfaction, understanding, evaluating, defining, managing requirements so that the customer expectations are met. This requires a combination of conformance to requirement to ensure the project produces what it was created to produce, and fitness for use. The product or service needs to satisfy the real needs of the customer. Then there is management responsibility. Success requires the participation of all members of the project team. Nevertheless, management retains within its responsibility for quality a related responsibility to provide suitable resources to at adequate capacities. The next concept is TQM or Total Quality Management. Organization-wide management of quality, planning, organizing, directing, controlling, assurance. There is a next concept called failure mode and effect analysis, also known as FMEA. Step-by-step approach by identifying all possible failures in design, process, product, or service is called FMEA. Then there is next concept called voice of customer or VOC. Customers' stated and implied requirement captured in planning and translated to technical requirement is called voice of customer. Then there is a concept called Six Sigma. Strive for near perfection quality by eliminating defects in any process. It's also called DMAIC, which is define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. And 3.4 defects per million opportunities is identified as Six Sigma. Then design reviews. Comprehensive, systematic, formal review of design requirement and ability to meet them. This is a Six Sigma curve. The 1 sigma is 68.26% and 6 sigma is almost 99.99998%. So this graph illustrates 1 sigma is one standard deviation away from the mean, 2 sigma is 2 standard deviation away from the mean, 3 sigma is 3 standard deviation away from the mean, 4, 5, 6. 6 sigma is 6 standard deviation away from the mean. Then there is a concept called continuous improvement, and different scientists give different name to their type of quality concept. The first one, Shewart and modified by Deming, gave the concept PDCA, which is plan, do, check, and act cycle. It is the basis of our quality improvement, and 85% of the cost of quality is management responsibility. So he said that we should follow this rule: plan, do, act, check, and act cycle for quality improvement. Then Crosby said to do it right the first time, because non cost of non-conformance is very high. Juran says that quality is fitness for use, which is related to customer satisfaction. Then Taguchi says that loss function and parameter design optimization should be used. Then process improvement, Malcolm Bridge said performance excellence. And then organization project management maturity model, also known as OPM3. Then the third concept is CMMI, which is capability maturity model integrated. It follows 5-step improvement approach, which is initial it is unpredictable. Then next is managed, which is reactive. Then third is defined, which is proactive. And then fourth is quantitatively managed, which is measurable. And fifth is optimizing, which is process improvement. The next concept is Lean Six Sigma under process improvement, which deals with eliminating waste in 7 categories: transportation, inventory, motion, waiting, overproduction, overprocessing, and defects. You can remember the seven categories by this keyword, which is team would. T for transportation, I for inventory, M for motion, W for waiting, O for overproduction, O for overprocessing, and D for defects. So the keyword is team would to remember. The other quality concept is cost of quality. I have already spoken in my past tutorial in detail about this, but let's see once again. Cost of quality refers to the total cost of conformance work and non-conformance work that should be done as compensatory effort because on the first attempt to perform that work, the potential exists that some portion of the required work effort may be done or has been done incorrectly. The cost of quality work may be incurred throughout the deliverable life cycle. For example, the decision made by project team can impact operational cost associated with using a completed deliverable. Post-project quality cost may be incurred because of the product returns, warranty claims, and recall campaigns. Therefore, because of the temporary nature of the project and the potential benefit that may be derived from reducing the post-project cost of quality, a sponsoring organization may choose to invest in product quality improvement. These investments generally are made in the areas of conformance work that act to prevent defects or act to mitigate the cost of defect by inspecting out non-conforming units. Then the cost concept are sunk cost, marginal analysis, and law of diminishing returns. Sunk costs are unrecoverable past expenditures, and marginal analysis is incurring cost. Example of sunk cost could be the marketing and advertising cost. Once it is used, whether the project was successful or not, it cannot be recovered, so it becomes a sunk cost. In case of marginal analysis, is incur cost to the point where marginal revenue is exactly equal to the marginal cost necessary to create that revenue. Then the law of diminishing return states that as more investment in an area is made, overall return of that investment declines. Example would be adding extra resources to a project results in incremental benefit only to a point. So guys, I hope you got some idea on quality concepts and the cost concepts. Next we will learn about more about the new project management processes, which is plant quality management, in my next tutorial based on these concepts. So make sure you understand all the concepts before watching the next tutorial. So come back to my channel or subscribe to my channel for more videos on PMP and other things. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.